We have a question from a spiritual seeker, and this question is about Kundalini energy. So I'm going to read the question, which is, I listened to you for the first or second time in March. Then some energy flew in my mind at the time of listening. I thought it may be blood pressure, but energy flew in my third eye chakra and some sensation below my nose. Then I understood that it is something else. I never had pain in my spinal cord in my entire life. Now my condition is that I have pain in my spinal cord and end of the spinal cord, back of the head. It does not remain all the time. But when it arises, I feel very much disturbed. Last night I vomited and then I slept. What to do? Some questions are, is this Kundalini energy? How can it arise even from single listening? So we'll take questions one by one. First question is that the seeker is experiencing some physical and psychological symptoms. And they're asking, is this Kundalini energy? So, the Kundalini energy, when it rises, does bring about certain psychosomatic symptoms. Because it is hitting at different energy points in the body and clearing blocks. So when that clearing of blocks happen, there are certain symptoms associated with it that one experiences. It can cause psychological disturbance, it can cause physical pain. I remember in my particular case, when this process started, my first symptom was that I felt out of center. Like if this is my center, I was rotating in this cone-shaped. And I felt that sensation in my belly. Then slowly, in the other points, there were other sensations. Like in my throat region, I felt a little bit coolness. There was throbbing on the forehead. There was tingling sensation on the top of the head. And I have been experiencing spinal cord pain, back pain, and pain near my neck region for the past 20 years. Now it's not there anymore. For the past 1.5 years, I have not experienced that pain. It comes and goes sometimes as soreness, but the pain is not there. And you say, can it arise from single listening? It can. For me, just listening to one lecture of Ramesh Balsekar, just for 20 minutes, brought about an intense sensation in my body. I never expected it, but it happened. Will it remain like this my whole life? No, it will not. You see, the problem is, why we are experiencing pain in case of Kundalini is because some part of us is resisting. Energy has its own will, and this is what I've mentioned in my book, Bitten by the Energy Serpent. So I would recommend that you go through that book because it's going to give you a different perspective on Kundalini. Kundalini is a force. Now, it is a psychological force. It is a concept, but it is a powerful concept. And it can disrupt mental peace if one is not careful. It can induce psychosis if one is offering too much resistance to it. And if one gets to that stage where one feels completely out of place and completely psychotic, then professional help, therapy is required. So one should not even shy away from that if that is required. But that said, most of the symptoms are not that severe. And if one pays total attention to those symptoms without fighting them, without resisting them, the pain usually dissipates. The discomfort associated with it dissipates. Now the question is, what is the bigger picture? Like, I understand that this energy is rising and it is creating certain symptoms and sensations in my body. How do I live my life? So to bring everything to a final understanding, which is my concept, is that first one totally surrenders to the energy, because energy knows best. It has its own will. So trying to focus it here or there, trying to block it here, trying to focus more on the third eye is going to land up into trouble. Let the energy decide which point to hit and when. That is first thing. Second thing is a deeper understanding that you are not the Kundalini energy, that you are pure consciousness, unaffected by any of this movement. You are Sat Chit Ananda, being consciousness bliss, in which this whole manifestation takes place. So nothing can disrupt your physical, psychological, emotional peace when you understand who you truly are. So the investigation always has to be, who am I? And then it becomes more and more clear that the energy is simply doing its job. It is opening up the blocks wherever it is necessary, and it has its own intelligence, which is much bigger than our finite intelligence. So I would say, stop concerning yourself with the Kundalini energy. Stop focusing too much on it. Let it do its own work. Focus on your peace and your well-being. So taking a good rest, eating well, doing exercises like yoga, breathing, pranayama. In fact, I would urge you to contact a Kundalini yoga expert who can guide you as to how to do these things. Pranayama, for example, the breathing techniques are very helpful to calm the body. Yoga is a very helpful practice to calm the body and regulate this flow. But you do not do this to manipulate the energy. You simply do it to be as much relaxed as possible, so that the symptoms are less and less severe as the Kundalini opens the blockages. You see, Kundalini is a very potent force, and when it starts, it doesn't stop on its own. It completes whatever needs to be completed. Only then it comes to a halt, and it does not care much about the body. So it can be quite ruthless in that sense. But what we can do is just show ourselves a lot of love and compassion, and rest a lot, and keep ourselves in the space of vastness, in beingness. That is precisely why we do meditations on Wednesday, to bring you into your true element of beingness, which is way more vast and infinite than any Kundalini energy. Beingness is your true nature. In that, there is no fear. That is your home. So, bring yourself to here and now in this vastness, in this beingness, and there won't be any problem. Now, you're also saying here, I couldn't tell anybody, even my husband also, nobody will understand. Well, yes, it is true that people who have not had these experiences, or there are people who have had these experiences, but they cannot make any sense out of it because they have not spoken to anybody. So, yes, most people cannot understand this, but there are few who understand, and you can definitely reach out to them and speak to them about it. And we also have our talks where you can share about this phenomena. Every Wednesday and Sunday we have talks you can share about this. And if you want to join the Zoom meetings, then the link is in the description and you can use that information. And you say it arises anywhere, even when I go outside. Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying. The Kundalini energy has its own will. It can arise anywhere, anytime, any place. It's not going to bother whether you have to go to work or you have something important to do. Energy is simply doing its job. It has one single focus: to clear the blockages and merge the small consciousness, the limited consciousness, which is me, into the universal cosmic consciousness, which is wholeness, which is beingness. And if you access that beingness right now through the knowledge that you are pure awareness, then you are free of Kundalini and its impact. Nothing can disturb you. And I understand your concern that it can get tough to do daily life, to live daily life and to do daily chores, and one has to go to work and stuff like that. I understand. So that's why I'm saying you can consult a Kundalini yoga practitioner who can help you with the basics of breathing, stretching, which can give you some relief. But the ultimate relief is going to come through understanding your own nature, who you truly are. So that investigation must happen simultaneously. And for that very reason, we hold Zoom talks. So be a part of the Zoom talks, and where you can share and you can ask questions about this. You can also, if you like, you can also get Bitten by the Energy Serpent, which is a book I have written on Kundalini, where it will give you a deeper insight, a deeper picture into what these symptoms are and what are they pointing at. And other than that, just relax. Just relax. There's no other pointer. And let the energy do its job. Don't resist. Don't fight it. Just let it do its job. And take whatever help is required. If you need to discuss with somebody, discuss. Do not think that you have to do this all by yourself. Just be kind to yourself. So I hope that answers the question.